What makes someone unique? You're probably thinking of their hair, maybe their personality, their accent. Yes, that makes someone unique. It makes them stand out. It makes them different. But what makes someone special? We all have three resources: time, energy, and money. And with these three resources, the amount we can do is endless. And it's what we do with these resources that makes us unique. It's why we do them that makes us special. Princess Diana was special. Diana Frances Spencer was born on July 1st, 1961 in Sandringham, England. She had a rough childhood. Her parents had a bad divorce. She didn't do well in school. She didn't get along with her new family. And after moving from home, she had a very unstable career. Definitely not the past that you would think a princess would have, but there was more to come. Princess Diana grew up next to the royal family. In fact, she was friends with some of the children from the family. She always had a crush on Prince Charles, and finally her teenage dreams came true. In 1981, Diana Spencer and Prince Charles had the wedding of the century. It was called this not just because it was a grand event, but also because it was the first time in over 300 years that a British citizen would be marrying a British heir to the throne. And this was a big deal, especially for her, and it would change her life completely. Princess Diana and Prince Charles were a happy couple. After marriage, they had two children, Prince William and Prince Harry. However, after a couple years of marriage, things started getting rough, and they officially got a divorce in 1996. After their divorce, Princess Diana decided to focus on charities and causes that really meant something to her and that she believed in. Causes like homelessness, leprosy, AIDS, and cancer. She even started working with a campaign to ban landmines. While working with this campaign, she would go and visit these landmines nationwide just to see what cause she was really helping, to see what this campaign was all about, and to make sure that she was putting in her fullest potential into helping this campaign. That's how detailed she was. Princess Diana sadly could not continue helping others because she sadly passed away on August 30th, 1997. She died in a car crash in Paris, France. The entire world reacted so quickly. First came shock, and then grief and sorrow. Everyone was so devastated. They had lost such an important and valuable life, such a beautiful and inspiring woman. Millions of people were there to watch her funeral ceremony, in person and on live television. That many people were there to support her and her family for their loss. That's how much of an impact Princess Diana had. People saw her as an inspiring woman, an influential person. However, they did not really think about what type of struggles she was going through. People never really knew what she was going through herself. Princess Diana obviously had marriage issues, but aside from that, she was struggling with depression. Her primary struggle was bulimia, an emotional eating disorder. This eating disorder caused people like her to constantly eat because they felt alone and like they weren't worth anything. So they would eat for comfort, and then after, they would feel guilt and shame about how much they ate. And so they would find some unnatural way to get rid of all those calories. And these struggles that she had, those two alone, caused her so much pain and really took over her. On top of that, Princess Diana was always in stress and pressure. Being married to a royal was not a small deal. It it pushed her into the spotlight constantly, especially in the media. Paparazzi always following her around wherever she went, asking her questions, never leaving her alone. She used to say, one minute I was a nobody, and then the next, I was the Princess of Wales, a mother, a media toy, a member of the royal family, and it was just too much for one person to handle. Princess Diana hated the life that she was in. She even tried ending it multiple times, and the royal family knew. However, they just decided to keep it quiet. They'd already looked at her as unstable and temperamental. They didn't want to bring too much attention to her, so they never got her the help that she was crying out for. So Princess Diana did it herself. She overcame and defeated her struggles like a warrior. She fought through all the problems she was having, and she used the fuel from fighting and poured it into helping other people fight their own war. That is just one of the ways Princess Diana helped people. She always used to say, helping people is a good and essential part of my life, a kind of destiny. She never stopped helping people. The biggest example was in the 1980s. That was when the AIDS crisis was very prominent. People were hearing about this new disease, AIDS. Everyone was scared, confused. And they would look at the patients that had this disease, and they would look at them like they weren't even human anymore. Doctors would treat them as if they weren't normal patients. And these patients that were already ill were feeling outcasted, like they weren't part of a community. And Princess Diana saw that, and she decided that she would have to change that. So she went to hospitals and visited these patients, sat down next to them and talked to them, made them feel comfortable, made them feel safe. She hugged them, touched them, went against royal protocol for them. And once she did that small deed from her genuine heart, Princess Diana changed the way that AIDS patients were being treated. That's how much of an impact she had. Princess Diana was an altruistic woman. She was someone who was selfless. Despite what she was going through, she made sure that she changed other people's lives as well. And that is just one of the many ways people adored her. Princess Diana was a charismatic person. People always loved her. They found her charming. She loved seeming open with people. Her friends used to say that she had a gift of making people feel special, no matter who they were. Princess Diana knew that other people wanted to know what was going on in her life and the royal family's life. She was a celebrity now, so she gave the people what they wanted. She would give them a glimpse into her life or the royal family's life, and from there, they would automatically trust her and automatically talk to her. Some people would say that that's a negative way of using your royalty and your fame, but no. She was using her wit to fulfill her genuine curiosity. She missed life as a common person. She missed what life was like before she was thrown into this new lifestyle. And she reconnected herself to normal people just by talking to them. She always used to say, I feel more comfortable talking to people on the bottom than people at the top. And that is why, to this day, Princess Diana is still known as the people's princess. She was a woman of contradictions, a woman who was born and married into wealth, and yet had a common touch. A woman who struggled with her self-image and yet became a fashion icon. A woman who sought attention but stayed at hospitals and charity sites long after the press had left. And that is why she was an inspiring woman. She has inspired so many people to go out and fight their fights, help others fight their own wars, and use their resources in the right way. Princess Diana was an altruistic person who had charisma and who fought like a warrior. And that is why she will always be truly special. Thank you.
Great speech, Anushka. Princess Diana's bulimia caused her to be considered an outcast in her own family, which is terrible. Mr. Viswanathan, do you have any questions?
I want to congratulate you, Anushka. Wonderful presentation. I really loved it. Um, I just was thinking as you were presenting, can you, from what you have studied about her, um, can you kind of tell me if she were alive today, what problems you think she must be, focused on solving and how she would be going about it? Can you give a glimpse of that based on her past?
Well, honestly, now her two sons already have their kids of their own, and they're out living their own lives, and they're still helping the charities that she used to help when she was alive. So she left a legacy for them, and so I think if she was still alive, she would obviously still be helping all these charities and working with more and more influential people. And I think if she was still alive today, I don't think she would have as many problems as she did before she passed away, because now people would realize, right now a lot of people still see her as just as just drama with the royal family and everything happening there. And not many people saw her as an inspirational person. They didn't really look more into how many people that she helped and how many charities she worked with. So I think now if she was still alive, people would see that and she would have less problems actually.
Should have less what?
Less struggles, because the struggles she was working with before were caused because of the life that she was in. And so right before she passed away, she was freed from that life. She got a divorce. So she was kind of freed from that life.
So what kind of issues would she be focusing on right now?
Like issues for herself or for other people?
Or others, for the world?
Well, I think especially now because of Corona, she would definitely help people, especially in her own country, people who are struggling with jobs and money. And she always was looking for a way to help. So she would definitely find a way to help with the current pandemic. So.
Yeah, that is quite possible. And also she would be lot of immigration issues in Europe. She was a lot focused on that as well at the time. Thank you.